Be a champ at beer pong, and if you follow our methods and strategies, you can get a chance to win almost 800,000 Hong Kong dollars at the World Series of Beer Pong, which is held every year in Las Vegas. It's the largest, longest running beer pong tournament in the world. How to become a champion in beer pong using the DMAIC approach, which starts with define, measure, analyze, improve, and finally control. Define phase. First, how to play the beer pong game. Well, there are 4 steps. Step 1. Arrange 10 cups filled with beer in a triangular shape on each side of a beer pong table. Step 2. Each team takes turns to shoot 2 ping pong balls into one of the opponent's cups. Step 3. Once a ball lands in a cup, remove the cup, and the opponent has to drink the contents of the cup. Step 4. The team that hits all the cups first, well, they obviously win the game. But many people have variations of the game they play, so you should ask first, what rules are in effect? Now, for the CPOC diagram, we first have university students as the suppliers, then we have cups, a ping pong ball, a table, and water or beer as inputs. Then the process starts with standing, aiming, then throwing. Then we have either a ball inside or outside a cup for outputs. And finally, we go back to university students as customers. Now, let's go deeper in the define phase. Our goal is to minimize the number of rounds needed to win the game. Our scope is to improve accuracy when aiming and to determine what strategies to use. The process, as we said earlier, is standing, aiming, then throwing. And the key stakeholders are, of course, university students. The value opportunity of this project is that number 1, beer pong is a globally well-known game. Number 2, it's the most famous game played at universities all over the world. And 3, all players want to win, so why don't we help them excel their skills? Measure phase. First, how to measure success? Well, we have a panel of players, a rating system, which is the number of balls in the cup divided by the number of trials. Our target is to get 30% success for each player, and what is desired is to get nothing under 30%. Now, what are our measure assumptions? Well, first, we always have a 10-cup triangular shape. 0 is failure, the ball doesn't get in. 1 is success, the ball gets in. We have a constant force throw. Water or beer level is at 4.5 centimeters, and there's a distance of 2.5 between opponents and cups. Now, meet our operators, where each measure is 20 rounds times 2, because we have 2 throws per round. So we have Andrea, Isis, Yasmin, Layla, and Vlad, with different playing levels, as you can see. How to win beer pong? Well, to win, you need very good vision, grip, training, position, and bounce. We have a total of 4 sets of measurements. First, vision, with 1 eye open versus 2 eyes closed. Second, the grip, 3 fingers versus 5 fingers. Third, the position, stand at the left, the middle, or the right.
The left and right, that's what I mean. Yeah. Go.
4, bouncing, at the middle or near the end. Analyze phase, cause and effect, famous fish and bone diagram. Well, first, for the player, we need prerequisites such as height, training, mood, concentration, and stability. For the aim, there's the dominant eye, 1 eye open versus 2 eyes open, and the aiming point. For the grip, first the way to grip and then the number of fingers to grip with. For the shooting method, first the stance is not balanced, the arc is high or low, or there's bouncing on the table. For position, well, first standing position, left, middle, or right, and then hand position. But we can also consider other things such as timing to throw as well. Improve phase. To be more specific, we plan to improve the beer pong game by pursuing design of experiments to attempt to increase the accuracy and find the optimal combinations to be used in the final strategy. First, let's check what our data collection looks like. For data analysis, we conducted the 2 to the power of 3 factorial design to find potential areas for the improvement. We took the best and most promising parameters to conduct the analysis, which are number of fingers, throw, and position. As you can see, we have also pulled out numerous graphs and plots for analysis. More specifically, after analyzing the normal plots and Pareto charts, it turns out that the factors that have significant impact on the final result, leaving everything else constant, are number of fingers, position, and combination of number of fingers and bounce or high throw. The interaction plot tells us that different combinations of throw and fingers will give you different results. The position and the number of fingers do not seem to really affect each other. Thus, we should consider the above factors wisely. Then it becomes quite simple, right? The highest accuracy can be achieved by holding 3 fingers, middle position, and high throw.
So now is the last step of the DMIC process, the control phase. So let's first talk about the control inputs. The first input is indeed the 10-cup triangular shape. Then we need to focus on the water level, which is 4.5 centimeters in depth. The distance between the cups and the opposite border should be 15 centimeters, and the constant and same force applies for all the trials. But we need to look for the degree of the variation. By performing the above strategy with 2 replicates of 20 trials and putting this data into the control chart, we can observe that the process is indeed a statistical control with a high mean and the relatively low standard deviation, which is in fact what we're looking for. But wait a minute, did the method with the bouncing ball work as well? Well, it kinda did, but the variation by using this method is larger, with the average being lower than the proposed method. But it's still a good try. Of course, if you love risk, you may get a chance to win this game. Well, if you're not too drunk. So, complex things simple. The optimal strategy to excel at this game can be concluded as: use 3 fingers, do high throw, and stand in the middle of the table. Well, congrats, we made it!